What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to G-Mi's World Podcast. And today we're going to be talking about Week 8 Monday Night Football. The Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals, they went at it, bro. And I don't think anybody saw this coming. The beating that went crazy because they did not have Jamar Chase. Now, when you start to look at the fact that a lot of teams have their specialty players, a lot of teams have their prime players, a lot of players have their exclusive main guys, we know now that Jamar Chase is definitely a main guy. Like we knew before, but we thought that the Bengals were talented enough to be able to deal with the Browns team that really came into this game struggling, not making a lot of good decisions, and just being average overall. But watching this game in its entirety, I don't know. Jacoby Brissett, I earned a little bit more respect for him as a starter in the National Football League. I thought that he was just going to be a fill-in guy. I know a lot of you guys agreed with that. Like maybe he would just be a fill-in type guy. He made me realize he has a future, not as a backup, but maybe he can go somewhere else and be a starter because obviously Deshaun Watson will be back very soon. But overall, it was just really, really good. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, the run game was solid. It was a lot going on. Nick Chubb went crazy with his pair of touchdown plays to make it a 32-13 victory. But it was a lot more to the game. All right, it's a real. It's really, really crazy the way this league has performed this year. Like the NFL in general, just the way that everything has gone. The teams that have been winning, the Giants, the Jets are winning. Like it's a really weird scenario. I don't think a lot of people really realize that it takes dedication every single year in order to come out on top. And many people, you just assume, but I told you guys this, I think it was like week 1. I believe week 1. Go back to my podcast where I said, you got to remember the Super Bowl losers, they usually don't make the playoffs, right? And a lot of people just laughed at me. It was a joke. It's like, yo, G-Mi, you serious? It's the Bengals. Like, they got all these players. They got Jamar Chase. They got Joe Burrow. He's the next Tom Brady. And I said, it's just history. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just history itself. You guys have to understand, in order to break through and go against history, everything has to go right. And they started off looking mediocre. They never looked like that solid team. And that's what's been really, really fascinating to me is that people have made excuses for Joe Burrow, when he's played bad. Obviously, he has talent. The same thing with, Herbert. Herbert has just looked really awful. Dude, I don't know what's going on with him over there with the Chargers, but you got to call it and base it on what you see. Because if you just live off of the fact that they're supposed to be good, like Russell Wilson, we thought he was going to be like, lights out, let's ride, all that stupidness he's doing. That dude sucks, bro. Like, it's not a question about it. Like, he's horrific. Now, his coach sucks too, but we're going to figure out what goes on because usually, obviously, the player stays and the coaches get fired. But let's just focus in on the fact that the Browns are 3-5, and they could easily be 5-3. They lost games they should not have lost, but it's part of being a witness to what the Browns are. All right? Now, the Cincinnati Bengals were scoreless in the first half. And remember, they scored in 41 consecutive halves. So the Browns defense, let's just bring up Myles Garrett because during the actual Monday Night Football game, they spoke about him. Obviously he's a very, very big Halloween fan. And not only that, bad news, he actually had a major accident recently, which could have really deterred his career. He's very, very fortunate. But let me tell you something. Myles Garrett is, dude, I've been trying to explain to dudes, if Myles Garrett plays, I would say, I would have to, I would probably say another 5-6 years at this level. I don't see how he can't be. You know, like how people go crazy about Aaron Donald? The one thing that I don't really see from him, obviously he doesn't get like the defensive players of the years and stuff like that. He hasn't been able to get those things, but I'm just talking about just pure specimen, like just pure pass rusher. That man is out of control. I watched him just run right in two defenders. I mean, two offensive linemen trying to, counter him, three, trying to chip him. And he's just running into the backfield and doing whatever he wants. That's Lawrence Taylor. You know what I'm saying, guys? For those of us that were able to see a little bit of him, like myself, you can't stop him. Reggie White, like, bro, what is going on? Like, is anybody going to block this man? And that's what I was getting from it. Just watching him and just having the luxury to focus in on one game. That's what's really good about like a Sunday night football game. and a Monday Night Football game when it's only one, as opposed to the Sunday games when I'm flipping through and going through all the games and trying to see what's going on. It was really, really intense, bro. That dude is a savage beast. Okay, so when the Browns themselves, when you analyze it, they're 3-5. I believe, like I said, I think it was like week 13. I think he come back to play the Texans, Deshaun Watson. If they can get back to a decent over 500 record, the Cleveland Browns are going to the playoffs, and they're going to be a nightmare for everyone. Like, dude, I'm just letting you guys understand that. Like, they're going to be a nightmare for everyone, and people need to understand that. Like, this is really, really crazy. Jacoby Brissett was 17 of 22 for 278 yards. Okay? 259 of those passing yards was given at least 2.5 seconds to throw. So he's making quick reads. He's getting the ball out of his hand. And if you watch what he said after like the game and he did his interview, he's saying all the right things. All right. This is going to be a very, very interesting way that their season rounds off, because I'm telling you guys, it just seems kind of odd, right? When you think about it, the fact that, you know, this guy wasn't supposed to be that good. Like Jacoby's supposed to be like I said, a placeholder. That's what all of us assumed. We assumed that he was going to be a placeholder. He showed us more signs of that early on when he made really bad decisions, and you know, it just didn't work out properly. And at the end of the day, you know, we are visual creatures. We look and we see, all right, yeah, this dude, he couldn't pull that out. You know, he sucks. Like, bro, I got to tell you, we don't give dudes a lot of chances. So in that regard, with what he was able to do, we have to give him some credit, because I like the Bengals, you know, defensively. I don't know what they're doing. I got to be totally honest with you. Like, you if you're going to depend solely on the fact that Joe Burrow is going to have to do everything, it's not going to work out. It's going to be a very, very bad situation for this team. And, you know, honestly, with the way that they played, it could be, like I said, a lot of things have happened with the Browns. And now with the rumors of Kareem Hunt possibly, you know, getting traded and stuff like that, I don't know, bro. It looks like they don't need him. Like, dude, you got to understand with the, you know what it is? Sometimes it's like the feel and the momentum of the game. Is Hunt a really good running back? Yes. Were they a very, very dynamic duo? Yes. But sometimes the elimination of a player, it frees up a lot of the tension that goes on. I'm not saying that there's tension in the locker room or there's something, you know, whatever the situation is. I really don't know. You know, it just seems like they played and it had something to do with it. You know, I don't know. I don't know, bro. I honestly don't know with the way that it is. Like, he played well. It was good chemistry, but it looks like the team is more, you know, focused in on, you know, Nick Chubb. And Kareem Hunt in a dual system is never going to get the dude that he is looking for. And that's, you know, pretty much what I got from the assessment. Because like I said, you know, the way Cleveland's offense clicked with Hunt, manning a significant role in the win over the Bengals should be enough to convince the Browns to ride out the rest of the season with him. Like Jake Trotter says in this article. But I'm going to tell you right now, the feel of it and everybody with the rumors and stuff like that, I don't think it was the rumors that motivated them to play well. I just think they feel that they will be able to be successful regardless once Deshaun Watson is back. That's my assessment of it. And, you know, I think that Jacoby Brissett obviously would play out the rest of the season. And, you know, if something happens to Deshaun, maybe he gets hurt. Remember, he pretty much had 2 years off football. So it's like, bruh, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing with you? I do like the Browns' chances to be successful later on, even without Kareem Hunt. All right? So everything seems to be clicking. On the other side, like I said, I don't think the Bengals are going to just rebound. More than likely, they won't make the playoffs if we go based on history. And that's pretty much it, man, as we roll into week 9. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You enjoy your day. Stay blessed. Stay well. Until next time. One love, y'all.